Recently, Colourpop did not have a deal, or at least one I didn't really want to participate in. However, I had looked at their website, and because I'm signed up for their text messages for deals and so on and so forth, whenever you look at their website for a minute and don't buy anything, they'll send you a message like, hey, come check out our stuff. And, you know, I ignore those pretty much all of the time, anytime that happens. But one time they sent me that, and then they sent me a coupon for 40% off of one item, and I ignored that too. And then they sent it the next day, and it had it extended. So I decided to check it out, and I wanted to see if it meant like one physical item was 40% off, or if I could apply it to like a package deal. So I went and I added one of their bundle deals to my cart that I had had my eye on for a minute, and went to check out, went to see if it would apply, and it did. So I now have their Eclipse little bundle. Now, I have gotten their other Twilight themed products, or at least some of them. I've got the Twilight and New Moon palettes. I've got one of the eyeliners for the Twilight. I don't know what to call it. Whenever they first released the Twilight stuff, I got one of the eyeliners with that. I don't think I've got anything else that's New Moon themed. Just haven't wanted any of those really bad. But I now have all of their Eclipse stuff. It was originally like $90-something, so like 40% off of that. Pretty good deal, pretty good deal. I don't know what I want to swatch first. I've swatched most of this already because I was impatient and I wanted to play with my new makeup, but I haven't swatched the eyeshadows yet, but I'll save that for last. I guess I will swatch their jelly eyeshadows. This is the shade Newborn Army. I'm trying to get the eye the right way. But this is the shade Newborn Army, and I've never used jelly eyeshadow before, so when I swatched it, I was kind of worried that it would stay wet, because that's just not very useful to me. But thankfully it does dry, so I'm trying to get the lid back on and not make a mess. But thankfully it does dry, so that does make it much more usable to me. Okay, there's the shade on my hand. That is Newborn Army. Okay, and this is the jelly eyeshadow for Cullen Coven. I don't think that's the right word. Coven? Yeah. Now this one I think I will get much more use out of, just because it's more of a color that I use on a day-to-day basis. Both are very shiny and shimmery. This is such a bold color. I'm not sure what I could use this for. I'm thinking maybe I could make an eyeliner or a winged look with it, but we'll see whenever that time comes. Okay, next, I gave a little sneak peek of this one in another video. It is, for one, a massive, massive highlighter. I hope I'm not flashing any of the people driving by, but if I am, oh well. But this is their highlighter for the Eclipse little series, whatever. It's in the shade Change Me, and it is a Super Shock highlighter. I do have this on. I don't know how well you can see it, but I will swatch it as well. And I did test all the different shades. I say all the different shades, it's like 2, in the little palette thing, to see if there was any real noticeable difference. There wasn't. I even mixed them to see if that would do something. No. Which is kind of convenient, because I don't want to have to, whenever I use it, very carefully get the makeup from one place. I think something just got delivered. But back to like the palette itself. I keep calling it a palette, but I don't know what else to call it. The compact. Honestly, I'm tempted to just take this traveling simply for the giant mirror, and to, like, this is nice, but yeah, that's huge. I don't know how well I showed that off. Here you go. Here you go. Okay, and next we are going to swatch the lip products. This is, I think, the shade Newborn, shaped like a little blood droplet. Very cool. Yeah, that's the shade name. This is supposed to be a powder to cream. Now, I am both intimidated and mesmerized by this shade because it's beautiful, but oh my gosh, it is so dark. I look forward to playing with it. Okay, and next are the lip kits. I forget what the names of the lip kits were, but they have the shade names on them. Okay, this is in the shade Rosalie. Sorry, this is in the shade Rosalie Hale. And it is paired with the lip liner Emmett Cullen. Okay, and there they are. I think of the lip kits, I like Rosalie's and Emmett's best. Right, this is the Lippy Stick Alice Cullen. It has been so long since I've read the books. I think I read them in like middle school. So I don't really remember what the little, how they all presented themselves family-wise. Because I didn't know that I don't remember Rosalie's last name being Hale, but I remember Jasper's name being Hale. This is Alice Cullen, and this is Jasper Hale. These are good too, but I like the dainty pink color here. Okay, I think I showed this already, but there's text written here, so I shall tell you what it says when I get in the right light to read it. Okay. From now on, I'm Switzerland, okay? Marry me, change me. Wolf telepathy, remember? You'll always be my Bella. Doesn't he own a shirt? I don't remember most of these quotes. Okay, this first shade is Proposal. And I'm fully on board with whoever said, Bella. I can't remember who said it. It wasn't in the movie or anything. I think it was one of the cast. It's probably Robert Pattinson, whatever his name is. But I like the theory that Bella would have been totally bored with Edward at some point, eventually. This is the shade Major Jasper. I'm not going in order. I'm skipping some of the more neutral, basic colors. But he was 100% just interesting because he was a vampire. That's it. You'll never guess what team I was. This is the shade Tense Alliance. This is the shade Mind Tricks. These are all pretty nice. I feel like that one faded out too soon. I want to do that one again. We'll blame that on it being on my pinky finger. Okay. It's not coming off of my fingers. This is the shade Hotter Than You. This is the shade First Outsider. I know these are all referencing stuff, but I'm not getting all of them. And I've been tempted to reread it just for like nostalgia's sake. But at the same time, I know it would be me liking it is me looking at it through rose-colored lenses. And looking back at some of the things people point out about the book, it's very obviously written by a Mormon. Which, no hate, but like, what do you mean a ankle-length khaki skirt and a blue sweater is the most attractive thing he has seen her in? What was the last shade? Alright, this one was No Control, and this next one is Magic Blood. Okay, and that is all the colors I am going to swatch from that. I'll show you the palette again, because the rest are just like normal matte shades. And I wanted to show you the shiny, pretty... Let me redo this one. Let me get the glitter off of my hand, or attempt to, you know. Okay, maybe it's just the shade. Well, you can see it good on my finger, but again, this is Proposal. I think it's just how the shade is. It's pretty, but it's a little transparent. And here they all are. Very pretty. I don't know if I have a favorite one. Like, these, not so much this one, but these are all really good. I could use pretty much most days. But these are also really nice. I kind of like this one a lot. Maybe that one's my favorite. I don't know. Alright, and here are the shades again. Some change with the lighting a little bit, like the one in the very middle. But very pretty. I am tempted to, at some point, record a Halloween themed video and kind of like recreate a vampire look using solely the stuff from the Eclipse bundle. Now that's just a thought I had. I don't know if I'll actually do it, but I would like to if I keep the motivation. I say using solely those products. I think I would use like blush and like maybe foundation, other things that aren't in here, but like as far as like lipstick, highlighter, eyeshadow, and well, yeah, that's all I've got in here, but things that I would need that weren't included in this package. Alright, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Bye!